Hello and welcome to the Premier League Punter Show, week 12. You will notice I am here by myself. That's all right. That's all right. It's like the olden days. And what's really cool is, so Flash is away this weekend. He'll be back next week. Alex from Alex Classic is here, so it's all good. Anyway, introducing the boys, Martin Green and Alex. How's everybody?
Hello.
We're so excited to have you both on camera and doing a video. All we knew, we were just talking before we started filming, and we were saying all we're missing is Stuart. So we might have to bring in the best bets for one. Like, I know, but here we are.
I can tell you what Stuart would have said anyway. He would have said that he'll be betting on Brighton at 6.75, Crystal Palace at 10.5,
Aston Villa,
and Aston Villa -2 Asian handicap at 12.
Do you think that you would go also with the Sheffield United?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Would he? No, he would have done actually. No, because he always bet, didn't he? He doesn't bet with his heart, so he wouldn't have taken Spurs at home. I definitely think there's value. I actually think there's a lot of games here with value. Certainly fading Man United as well, being one of them. Brighton at 7, I think looks very tempting. But yeah, there's a lot of value on here. But Martin, you were saying just before we started that again it's like a tough slate. Why so?
Oh, for me, it's a really difficult round of fixtures. I've been doing this for 11 weeks now, and I'd say this is the hardest card that we've been presented with. Just because there's a lot of evenly matched teams that seem to be going up against one another. You can normally rely on Liverpool and Man City to pick up wins, but they're playing each other. Leicester have been doing well, but they're up against Arsenal, who have drawn 4 in a row. There's just lots of teams like Newcastle and Bournemouth look pretty evenly matched. Burnley and West Ham are both in horrible form. It's just difficult to find value. I've still got
decided
about
to bring
6
me on, right? On the worst card of the start of the season, you decided to bring me on, right?
You can blame Flash for that one because yeah, he's away. But no, I have to say though, even though you say that and I agree actually with that the evenly matched, there's actually very great prices on the wins that basically there's value then with the draw no bet option, which might be alluding to some of my picks this weekend. But yeah, I do agree with you that it's a tough slate, but I definitely think there's value and there's picks and winners to be had. So without further ado, actually very quickly, let's bring up, I'm not sure you've been following Alex, but these boys, Flash and Martin, are doing very well this season. Let's bring up the graphic, Rafa, if you have it.
No doubt. I'm really happy that the international break is back and we can add some more profit to our teamwork.
24.3 units of profit, 91 wins and 83 losses. This is also including tips given over at oddsmarket.com through article written by Flash's writing, Premier League articles, Martin, but we also have as well Dave Betts. He writes a lower league article, but he often sneaks some Premier League picks in there as well. So we count every single pick that we give. Have you got the rundown of the cappers, Rafa? There you go. Money Martin. Look at that. 14 units of profit. Steaming in the head there. Flash 4.3. Dave 6.1. There you go. Money Martin. Okay. All right. Let us start off here. Premier League punters week 12. Norwich 2.71. Watford 2.6. Both bottom of the league there. Hugging the bottom. 19th and 20th. Normally, don't like to bet on bad teams, I have to say, as a rule of thumb. But 2.71 for the home side, 2 wins on their turf, playing a team 20th, 11th last year with 0 road wins. I definitely think that 2.71, like that value that I started talking about. I don't know. I'm thinking of jumping in there. Martin.
I can see why you might think about jumping in there, and I know that Flash is, having read his article over at Oddsmarket, he was liking the Norwich win as well. I'm a bit cautious, to be honest. Not so long ago since I watched them lose 5-1 to Aston Villa here. I know they've had defensive problems and they are getting players back from injury. but it's been a long, long time since Norwich won. It was actually that famous win against Man City. They beat them 3-2 on the 14th of September. Since then, they've gone 6 games without a win. I know they're playing Watford, who are a pretty poor side, still winless this season. This is the battle of the bottom 2 teams in the league. This is why I'm saying there's a lot of evenly matched games this weekend. And I just feel like for me, Watford have drawn too many games recently for me to pull the trigger on a Norwich win. I'd probably be looking at a draw, if anything, if I was going for this game. But it's going to have to be a pass from me, I'm afraid.
Oh, really? I'm actually, it just reminded me, actually, Flash did send me his selections because he wants them to be counted to his records. So but I'm guessing you just said, look at you reading Flash's articles, getting some, knowing what the opposition's going for. Busted. Yeah, I think...
I was checking for apostrophes to see if he'd remembered them, but...
All right. Funny enough, actually, he is going for Norwich-Watford. He is going for the Alex Classic. Both teams to score an over 2.5 goals, 1.87. So he's actually not taking the Norwich win in the show. But obviously both of those will be counted towards his record because we also count the picks given on articles. So you've got to go head on over to Odds Market, go check those out as well. Alex, what are you going for?
Yes, I was reading also Flash's article. This is why it's a huge pass for me. But I see goals. He got a point. Also, our friends on chat, Mvano Mgam, hopefully I pronounced it correct, is saying I see goals here. Yeah, between 2 bad sides, you can always see goals. So, yeah, I also expect goals, but I cannot pull the trigger on 2 bad teams. Watford, the worst attack in the league with 6 goals scored so far. And I think that the second worst defense, with 23 goals conceded with Norwich. So they are struggling. Both of them, they are struggling in their defense. So, I see goals. I can see goals here. This is why I understand Flash's point of view. I was reading his article, but it's a pass for me. I have 3 passes.
Reading. And funny enough, actually, Alex, you were quoted on the show on the NHL pick of the day at SBR. I was listening, and all of a sudden they said to quote Alex from over at Odds Market, they are scoring goals for fun. So that was Ian and Adam Booth. They do it's 3 times a week, sort of an NHL pick of the day on the busy days, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So I thought I'd let you know about that one. Scoring goals for fun. So we'll see if this match has got goals in it. Next game is Chelsea versus Crystal Palace there. Chelsea 1.36, Crystal Palace 9.25. Chelsea do come into this match, obviously had a hard-fought 4-4 draw against Ajax. But I do think that their focus is on the Premier League this season. And I think they're a team that definitely should get the job done. But it's how do we get value out of this? I found a bet that I like. Martin, what are you going for?
I'm always a little bit wary about opposing Crystal Palace because they have a pretty good record this season, but their form does seem to have tailed off a bit in recent weeks. They drew with Arsenal, but that's not exactly hard to do right now. And up against good teams, they've lost. They lost 2-0 to Man City, 2-0 to Leicester. But I do think they'll cause Chelsea a few problems in this game. Wilfried Zaha's good at running at defenders, and he'll want to put in a good performance because he's looking for a transfer to Stamford Bridge soon. But I still think Chelsea will get the job done. Interesting fact for you guys, because we do our research here. It's not just blind picks in the dark. None of the last 16 matches between these clubs has ended in a draw. So 16 games between them, no draws. So I think there's going to be a winner on Saturday, and I think it's going to be Chelsea. 2.5 goals, over 2.5 goals in 6 of their last 8 meetings. Ooh. So for me, Chelsea to win, over 2.5 goals at 1.88. I can see this being sort of 2-1 to Chelsea.
Nice. What was that bet that Flash went for? Something like over 2.5 goals and no draw or something. He pulled that one up. I thought that was a pretty good one. That could be a good place to play this one. Do you remember?
Yeah, that's an option. You can have over 2.5 goals and no draw, or you can have both teams to score and no
No
draw
draw.
to get a bit more value.
Mm.
I guess that's if you think it's two pretty well matched teams and you're not sure who's going to come out on top. But I think Crystal Palace would struggle to win this one. It'd be amazing if they did, but Chelsea are looking good right now.
Yeah, yeah. All right, over to you, Alex. What do you like?
Yeah, I was reading Martin's emails there with Chelsea to win and over 2.5 goals at 1.85. I really like it. Chelsea, how our friend on chat was saying that they paid the referees in the Champions League match against Ajax. It was a crazy match, 4-4. It was unbelievable what happened in that match. It was a crazy Champions League round, full of goals, like we always like. We like to see goals, and it was a 4-4. Absolutely incredible, with Chelsea coming back from 4-1 down. But with 2 red cards for Ajax, so that says a lot on the refereeing. One of them purely undeserved. I don't know about the other one, but let's not talk about referees here. Chelsea on the back of 5 consecutive wins in the Premier League. I think that they will try to keep it this way. They are the better team right now. And talking about form, like Martin mentioned, Crystal Palace winless in the last 3 matches, 2 lost matches on the bounce. So I think that Chelsea attacking firepower right now with Abraham, with Mount. I think that they should get the job done here. So I'm on the same bet. So count me in.
Johnson. Funnily enough, actually, I'm taking a different approach. I'm doing Chelsea. I'm doing the Martin Classic. Chelsea in the under 4.5 goals. Not 100% sure actually if Crystal Palace will score in this one. They've scored just 1 in their last 3 matches, and in 1 game, should I say. I just think they're a team inconsistent up front. I think Chelsea at home, I think they're going to lead the game. I'm looking at a possible 3-0 to Chelsea, 2-1, 3-0. 3-1 tops, but not expecting 5 goals. So I thought there was some good value on that one. Chelsea in the under 4.5 goals at 1.75. Not 100% sure if Crystal Palace will find the back of the net. Also,
Sounds good. Sounds good. I like it.
Well, it is after all the Martin Classic, so
There you go.
that old chestnut. But I thought as well, for a little ACCA filler, I know we like to give ACCAs at the end as well, just Chelsea -1, you can get that at 1.47. Definitely think they're winning at least by a goal. If it's just by a goal, obviously you get your money back, but a nice little filler there if anybody's interested. Okay, Burnley now, West Ham, Burnley 2.37, slight favourites at home, West Ham 3.3, 14th versus 13th, West Ham. Burnley, can be a tough place to visit. Obviously not so much for Chelsea, but Everton, Norwich and Saints, yes. I have to say I'm leaning towards Burnley on this one, and I think this is where obviously when you started the show, Martin, you were saying that teams that are evenly matched on paper, they are evenly matched, but like I said, there is value on that draw no bet. Burnley draw no bet 1.71. Alex, I'll start with you on this one. Burnley can be a tough place to visit. I do say that. Do you think Burnley get the job done there at 2.37?
That's another pass. This is my second pass of the week. I really don't find the value here. I couldn't find the value, so it's a pass. Better to stay away than to bet when you don't know what to bet,
Yeah, but I know what I like the bet though. Burnley draw no bet. Actually, and I thought that, and looking at Flash is actually going for the straight Burnley win at 2.37. He's actually including it in a parlay as well. I will let you know at the end who he's combining it with or which team. Martin, what do you think?
I like it. I think Burnley 1.71 draw no bet is going to be my pick for this game. It's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. It's two of the worst performing teams in the league right now. Burnley have lost 3 in a row. I mean, their first 2 defeats weren't that bad. They were playing Leicester and Chelsea, who have been in good form. But that 3-0 reverse to Sheffield United was a very uncharacteristic performance from Burnley. But they're the sort of team that Sean Dyche will get them together. He'll have a right go at them, and I think they'll be better in this game. As you say, they have been pretty good at home this season. They've had a few good results at Turf Moor in recent years, and it's all gone wrong for West Ham. They're looking in dire straits right now, really sliding down the table. They've got very good players going forward, but the problem for them is always defensively. Burnley pump lots of balls into the box. They've got big lads up front that will be getting on the end of them. I think they'll cause a few problems for them, and this is a good game for Burnley to get back to winning ways. Very rarely finishes in a draw between these two, but I think there's a slight danger of it. So Burnley draw no bet. That's good to me at 1.71.
Yeah, completely agree with you, Martin. I was also as well quite tempted on the unders at 2.22. Not going there, but I think this is going to be a close 1-0, 2-0, something like that. But yeah, I'm playing Burnley draw no bet at 1.71. And Felix asked, what is the meaning of Chelsea -1? It's the Asian handicap. You play -1. It's a little bit like the -1.5, except the odds you get are a little bit shorter because there's a sort of a safety in there that if they only win by 1 goal, then you get your money back. It's a void. But in order for that bet to clear, they have to win by 2 clear goals. So -1 is a sort of a safer way of playing the -1.5, but obviously the odds are lower. It's 1.47. I'm going to take a guess that the -1.5 is probably going to be more around the 2.0 mark. Okay.
For Chelsea?
Chelsea -1.5.
Chelsea -1.5 is, at 1.96.
1.96, there you go. See, I'm doing this for a while to sort of guess the odds nowadays. Some surprise me, but...
No, that's amazing that you can always be an odd compiler. You remember Bernardo when he left Team Bankroll? He was working for a bookie. I will not give the name right now, as an odd compiler for I think that for the Portuguese league and for Serie A. And after that, Bernardo is very good right now. He's in a great position, and once again, we wish him the best.
Yeah. Maybe he'll come on the show one day. Bring back the old team. Oh, it's all about reminiscing today. What was I going to say as well? And the other thing as well, if ever you see a team that's like 1.6, the -1 there definitely has value to bet as a straight bet. And it's always one, I think, if you think that team's going to play. For example, you've got Spurs at 1.66. That -1 is probably going to be around the 1.9, 1.8, something like that. Nearer the 2 mark. And if you think that Spurs are going to win, you may as well take the -1 as well. If you think that they're going to win. That's my little rule of thumb. Okay, Newcastle versus Bournemouth now. Newcastle 2.75, Bournemouth 2.8. These odds are super close. Bournemouth obviously ended their no-score run. Can you believe it that Manchester United lost to Bournemouth? I can't. 1-0. And then obviously Newcastle recorded that 3-2 victory at West Ham. So both confident coming into this game. If you do look at their home and away record, though, you cannot split it. The odds suggest it. I am not really a draw player, but I think this game is looking like a draw. Martin, what do you think?
It could well be, yeah. This game screams past to me, I'm afraid.
Yes, me too.
At the start of the season, I was very much beating the drum for Newcastle to be relegated. Flash keeps hating on Aston Villa, and I've been hating on Newcastle. Now both teams are above the relegation zone, but they're still in danger. Newcastle have played better than I've expected, actually. Away at West Ham and at home to Wolves, they've taken 4 points from that, which is good, but they do have injury concerns, and I'm not sure. I'm just not sure what you're going to get from them, and I'm not really sure what you're going to get from Bournemouth either. They started the season, both teams to score was just an easy bet. I got it about 6 weeks in a row, making money like that. Now suddenly they've gone well off the boil. They've got 1 goal in 4 games, and they've tightened up a lot defensively as well. They've kept clean sheets in their last 3 matches. So I don't know. Who knows what to expect from Bournemouth? And I think for me right now, Bournemouth and Man United are best avoided for a little while.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one. What do you like here, Alex?
You remember that Natalie was avoiding Man United also last season, all season long. So this is the second season in a row. Speaking about Man United, I had them against Burnley last week against Bournemouth last week with a draw double chance on my Aka bet, and it was the only bet that didn't came in. It's my third pass and final pass for this Premier League round. I cannot take anything on this match. It's very risky.
Yeah. I'm leaning again Newcastle draw no bet on this one. Just looking at the bets that Flash sent me, he's not on this match. He's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But you guys would know that because you've read all his articles. So, but I'm seeing this for the first time.
But he didn't wrote 7 articles. He's writing 4 articles. His best bets for odds market, and I think that he's writing parlay bet, 2 teams parlay for SBR.
Yeah, he does. That he does. Okay, Southampton 3.05 at home. Everton 2.5. What is happening with Everton? Obviously, they're down in 17th. They were 8th. They ended 8th last season. Martin, what's happening to Everton?
I mean, they've had a terrible start to the season. I don't think they score enough goals necessarily because they lack an out-and-out goal scorer up front. They've played Dominic Calvert-Lewin up top for quite a while, and he's hard-working and industrious, but he's not really a great finisher. And the manager as well. The style of football that Marco Silva plays, he likes to take risks, and they leave gaps at the back and they concede a lot. They just haven't been converting enough of their chances. Richarlison, when he plays, looks dangerous. But he has actually been reasonably bold of late. He dropped Gylfi Sigurdsson, who is, by all intents and purposes, their best player, put Alex Iwobi into the number 10 role, Richarlison up front, and their results have been better. They picked up a good win at home. Then they were very, very unlucky to lose away at Brighton, and they picked up a draw with Spurs recently. So they have got better. I think this game looks a bit dodgy because Southampton, they lost 9-0 to Leicester, but then they held Man City for a long, long time last week and only lost 2-1. I'm not really sure on the outrights on this game, to be honest. Everton look like the better team on paper, but you never really know. So I'm just going to look for goals. 1.77, not amazing odds, but both teams to score at 1.77 looks enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't think either team is great going forwards, but both teams are shocking at the back. So could see this being 1-1 or 2-1 to a certain team.
Yeah, absolutely, completely agree with you that. Funny enough, obviously, Everton reasonably comfortable at home there, 3 wins, a draw and 2 losses, but struggling on the road, 0 wins, 1 draw and 4 losses. So you'd sort of think, we'll lean towards Southampton on this one. They've got the home advantage, but they're actually the reverse. Again, they're poor at home. Poor as well on the road, but they're not doing well at home, and also the worst defense in the league. You have to look for goals in this one. Both can't keep goals out. I'm on both teams to score as well. Alex, are you going to take both teams to score or make it a classic?
I'm not making a classic. I'm not taking any both team to score. You know that I don't like to play the draw matches, but I think that this match screams draw. And I have to agree with Barsaman here and that with Ryan Edwards. And so not to lie, I have it here.
They can't read those notes, Alex. There's no point you showing that up. We've talked about your handwriting.
At 3.5. Draw all the way. Draw Andre Silva out for all the season. A bad injury against Tottenham. Poor guy just came out of the surgery yesterday or 2 days ago. Son made a bad fault against him, and he's out for the season. So Yeah, I think that Southampton, after that 9-0 defeat against Leicester, they played a little bit better against Manchester City, if you ask me. I think that I like their spirit. I think that they are fighters. You know, this is what I like about Southampton lately, in the last match, at least. So this is why I think that this should be a draw at 3.5, yes.
Well, okay, so you're going. Is that an official play? The draw.
Yeah, it's an official play. I just had 3 passes: Norwich, Burnley, and Newcastle. So this is an official play.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if I fully agree with you about them being fighters. They did lose 9-0 recently. Didn't quite have the.
Yeah, I know, but it happens. You know, it happens. What Flash has to say about it?
No, yeah, I don't know what Flash has to say about it, but yeah, he'd probably agree with you that they are fighters. But that's like.
No. I mean, what is his bet on this match? Or he's not taking anything?
He's on Southampton at 3. Of course he is.
Loves it.
He does. He just keeps going back for more, doesn't he? That's Southampton. All right, so he's on Southampton. That's what Flash is on. Yeah, both teams to score for me. Okay, moving on. Spurs 1.66 against Sheffield United at 6.0. Spurs, in my mind, are not a team to back. I think, they've lost a few Ackers. They are at home, yes. I think certainly on the road, definitely not to back. They are a different animal in their stadium. But I don't know. This is a match that I am not touching. Sheffield United certainly present the value if you wanted to go in with a little sort of like sneaky half unit. They're priced at 6. Spurs should get the job done. I don't know. I move on. There's other matches to bet. That's my opinion. Martin, what do you think?
Yeah, I second everything you said there. Wouldn't touch this with a barge pole, I'm afraid. Amazing to think that after 11 games of the season, Sheffield United, who everyone thought would finish bottom of the table, are 6th, 3 points and 5 places above Tottenham, who pretty much everyone thought Spurs would finish
Manchester United.
Sorry?
Manchester United.
And Manchester United too.
They're above Man United. They're flying high. They're in the Europa League places. It's incredible. Yeah. And Spurs have only won 3 of 11 games, and they were dreadful towards the end of last season as well. So they've hardly been winning any games. But on paper, they're by far the better team. I think if you were going to go for anything on this one, you'd probably look for under 2.5 goals. Games featuring Sheffield United have by far and away the fewest goals per match of any team in the Premier League. I think Kane's been out injured as well. Not sure if he's going to come back for this one. So under 2.5 goals might be interesting. But yeah, I'd stay away from the winners market, and I don't have a bet for this one.
Yeah. I have to say, though, quite a few people on the chat liking Ryan Edwards says Sheffield United underestimated. Absolutely. Great defensively. The unders are a good bet as well. Ryan Edwards also saying that something is not right at Spurs. Yeah, liking the Khalid as well says Sheffield United all the way. I am not opposed to anybody who would take those glorious odds. I'm going to tell you now, I bet Stuart, actually I'll message him and ask if he is going to be, because I bet his system says take Sheffield United. Alex, are you brave?
Yeah, I'm not on the winners market. No. Martin specified about Kane, but also huge problem is that Son, who was red carded against Everton, will be out due to that red card. So that will count even more in this match, because Son is one of the most dangerous players for Tottenham right now. So I think that who wants to take Sheffield, yes, they can take Sheffield, but I'm going with both teams to score at 1.82. I think that Sheffield can score on the road against a struggling team. Yes, they won 4-0 against Red Star Belgrade, but they were very, very lucky not to concede in that match in Champions League. But if you remember, they won 5-0 in the reverse match in the Champions League against the Red Star Belgrade, and after that they failed to lose their next 2 games in the Premier League. So yeah, it's a total pass the winners market, but I will take both teams to score at 1.82.
Ooh, so you are playing a bet. Apparently, Duncan is saying that the red card was overturned. So Son will
Really?
Yeah. So Son will be playing.
Yeah, it's yellow. Yeah, counts as a yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm not on the Premier League punters, you see? Because I know everything about Bundesliga, about Serie A. So yeah, if Son is playing, I will play it differently.
Really? Don't tell me Spurs to win.
Yes, Spurs to win and over 1.5 goals in the match at 1.87.
Pow.
Just like that.
It has just come to me. That's what you like to say. Like, I have a bet. I have a bet. All right. Yeah. Still a pass for me.
Drink for that.
This could be that he who braves and dares go for the Sheffield United at the beautiful odds, as Alex says, of 6. Okay, Leicester, Arsenal. I have to say, I really like this. And if I had a mic, I would drop it. Leicester 2.09, draw 3.8, and Arsenal 3.6. Leicester in fine form. 4 back-to-back wins, home advantage. Theirs to lose, Leicester to win. But I'm not quite happy with the odds of 2.09. Both teams to score 3.5. I'm loving this bet. Just like, I was loving it when I did. I think I like it personally at 3.5. What do you think, Martin? Do you think, or is this a bit too close to the heart?
To win and both teams to score, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Tough times being an Arsenal fan right now, I have to say. We can't hold on to a lead. The Emery out brigade is already out in full force. I can't find a single Arsenal fan that wants him to stay as Arsenal manager. The football's been negative. The team selections are baffling. It's all just gone totally wrong. A lot of fans actually want Arsenal to lose this game because they think that it might get Emery sacked and then we can start again. But I'm not sure. You never really know what you're going to get with Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal are going to win it anyway. Leicester, we know, have been playing some fantastic football. 4 wins on the bounce. I mean, if they do win it, they'll have a very healthy gap over Arsenal, and they'll be looking like they're nailed on for a top 4 finish. It's just whether they've got the mental strength now that everyone's rating them and everyone's bigging them up, whether they can actually deliver on that. I don't know. They could win. They certainly could win, and I like that bet. I think I'm just going to stick to the old Alex classic. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Arsenal can't defend. There's no way they're going to contain James Maddison and Jamie Vardy for 90 minutes. But Arsenal generally score in every game. Aubameyang's been made captain now. They've stripped Xhaka of the captaincy. I think he'll get on the score sheet in this one. So I think if you're going for an accumulator, both teams to score looks like a very good addition to it. But just for a bit more value for a single bet, I'm going both teams to score in overs at 1.85. But I do like your bet.
It's just Mavano is like, ha. As Man United fans, we understand your pain, Martin. And you sounded in so much pain in this sort of running through that match. It's okay. It's okay.
Can you please repeat that, Natalie? How he said?
It was a long ha. I was getting all of the. I'll let you guys watching into a little secret. So just before we started filming, Martin saw Alex wearing his jersey, his Chelsea one. Martin decided to put it on, and then he decided against it. He didn't want to sit through the whole 40 minutes wearing. It's okay, Martin. We're going to move on to the Manchester United match straight after this, and then you will feel my pain. It's okay. We stand united through pain, so don't you worry. But at least we can make a bit of money on our team's demise. That could put a little smile on. I think it's like the silver lining to every cloud. So, Alex, obviously your heart is not in this one. Your bank balance is. What are you going for?
No, but we are always here not to bet with our heart. We never bet with our heart here. I remember Martin opposing Arsenal. I remember him opposing Arsenal in couple of matches. I remember Stewart opposing Tottenham in many matches, in more matches than Arsenal opposed than Martin opposed Arsenal. You know, yeah, I think that Leicester should be favorites in this one. I think that they are the better side right now, a better form. Arsenal are dreadful on the road. Their away record is very, very poor. But I really like also the Barcaman's bet. Leicester total team goals over 1.5 at 1.74. So Leicester to score 2 times in that one. I love also the Alex Classic Martin stake, but I'm going with the higher odds, 2.09 for a home win in this one.
Yeah. I still like mine, Leicester to win and both teams to score. Actually, reading the chat comments as well, a lot of people were liking, and they were saying the banker as well. Paddy's Leicester to win and both teams to score is a banker. Barcaman as well, Leicester to win and both teams to score. Hello, Barcaman. Yeah, a few people, Khalid, Leicester and the over 2.5 goals. Some people actually saying a pass. But listen, let us move on and end Martin's misery and start with mine. Manchester United 1.6, draw 4.0 and Brighton 7.0. I have decided I've got 2 tactics. I will be betting on every single game now that Manchester United play. I'm going to fade them the entire season. I bet you'll be in profit. You will be in profit. I'm going to take Brighton at 7. I'm going to take every single team. I'm not even going to play a draw no bet, and I'm going to see if I'm in profit. My other thought is that obviously if I lose my money, I'll be happy. It's because Manchester United won, and I'll be okay to lose my money. So that's my tactic. I don't advise people to follow, but I bet you we will be in profit. So I will keep you up to date with that one. So Brighton for me at odds of 7. But please don't follow it. I'm taking it. I am taking it. I am fed up.
At least with the draw no bet, no draw no better.
That would have I'm just fed up. So there you go. I'm Brighton at 7. What are you on, Martin?
Brighton have won 3 of their last 4 games, but all of them were at the Amex. They don't travel particularly well. I think they've only won once on the road all season. But they are getting better under Graham Potter. They're a bit more ambitious than they were under Chris Hughton. I think they'll be safe this season. They're obviously flying high in the top half of the table now after that strong run of results, so they'll be full of confidence. But as I said earlier on that Bournemouth preview, I just can't go anywhere near Man United right now. I left them alone for a long time. Then they returned to form. I bet on them to beat Bournemouth last weekend, and they ended up losing 1-0. So I just have no clue what you're going to get. I would be leaning towards Man United. I think they've looked a bit more dangerous since Anthony Martial returned from injury. That's relieved the burden a bit on Marcus Rashford up front. They're reasonably solid defensively. They're poor in midfield. They're not a good team, are they? And it's time for your pain to shine through. But yeah, Man United are having a dreadful season. I think they probably would beat Brighton, but I don't feel confident enough in it, and the odds aren't good enough to bet on them, unfortunately.
Yeah. But again, you say that, and then obviously Bournemouth, they hadn't even scored in like their last 3 matches or whatever it was, and gets one past Manchester United, suddenly realise they can score and gets one past. Some people said, who does it say? Akira. So now that means we should start taking Manchester United. Remember that's what happened, and I think I made this stance like the last season. And every time I bet against Manchester United, they would win. So I suppose, go for it. They probably might win this one. So there we go. Alex, what do you like here?
Yeah, as Martin said, Brighton are not traveling well, but I still fancy them to score against Manchester United in this one. So probably if for who likes Manchester United to win this one, they should combine that with both team to score. I'm just taking both team to score on its own at 2.05, and I see that Barca man is in most bets today with me. We have almost the same bets.
The Rude says, when will you be getting a rugby chat show, guys? We actually do. It comes on as a segment on Sports Bet Daily in some of the bigger tournaments. Russ Yurs joins us, so flash hosting. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you've got to hit the subscribe button and then the bell button as well, so you'll be notified when we go live. Also, as well, what do you call it? Follow Odds Market on Twitter. All our shows are announced on there, lots of information and everything. And also we have rugby articles over at Odds Market, so we got you covered. Okay, next match here, Wolves 1.82, draw 3.65, and Aston Villa 4.4. When we started the season, we definitely were the one idea or thought was to fade Aston Villa at all costs, but they have been a dark horse. They do pull out the odd results, and so they are not the best team like the mighty Benevento to fade, because you can slip up on that. I have a strong lean. I don't know whether I'm going to pull the trigger right now. I'm going to speak with you guys, see what the chat's got to say, but what do you like here, Alex?
I like the goals, over 2.5 goals at 1.9. I really think that both teams are scoring. I like what I'm seeing from both. Both need this win. Most of all, Aston Villa are just 3 points above the relegation zone right now. We don't have a Benevento in a Premier League. Sometimes you see some teams with a bad run of form, but after that they bounce back. Other teams after that, so it's not particularly someone like or Aston Villa in particular who are like Benevento. No, we don't have that. I don't know, anything might happen in this match. Wolves are going with the first chance, but I don't know what to say about Wolves. They play today in Europa League. They are coming after 3 draws in a row in a Premier League. The fitness, it will not be 100% after this match today. So I don't fancy anything from the goals market. This is why I like the goals market over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.95.
Interesting. A lot of people liking, Barcelona, Wolves double chance, Khalid, Wolves and both teams to score. But Ryan Edwards says this one is a pass. Movano, Wolves should win. Villa, not good on defence. Obviously, Villa beat Wolves recently, end of October, playing the Cup there. Is that anything to go by, Martin?
I don't think you should read too much into that game, because they made wholesale changes for it. They played a reserve team. I think Wolves didn't want to be in that competition because they're already stretched thin with the Europa League and the Premier League. That caused them to have a bit of a slow start to the season. And if you look at their starting 11 from that game, they made, if not 11 changes, they made 10 or 11 changes to that team. And yeah, they duly lost. I think they'll be a lot more solid in this game. They're starting to find good form, Wolves. They struggled at the start of the campaign, but I think they'll look at the fixtures they've got coming up and think they can really start challenging for a top 6 place soon if they keep up the form that they've displayed. We know this is a big game. This is a big West Midlands derby. There's going to be a lot of animosity between the fans. So Aston Villa are going to be up for it, but I think Wolves are a superior team. They, as I say, they started slow, but they've been good lately. They've got a very, very strong midfield, dynamic going forwards, and I've got 1.95 now on a Wolves win. A lot of the prices are going out today, so maybe I'm going against the bookmaker, the betting public. Sorry, but I think Wolves can win this one. 1.95 looks very good to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to follow Ryan Edwards' advice here. He goes, maybe play cards. He is going to pass this one. I don't know. I'm on the fence, and I'm still just as confused as I was. So I am going to pass this one. All right, guys, saving the best till last. And the really cool thing, I'm going to be in Miami this weekend with my dad, and then we can watch this game, Liverpool versus Man City, 2.7 by Liverpool. Man City, 2.62. Ooh, this is really tough. 6 points separates them. This is a chance for Man City to gain those much needed points. But Liverpool at home, and a couple of things to note as well before we kick off, is that Liverpool played their Champions League fixture on Tuesday, hosting, so they did not have the travel. Wednesday was Man City's turn, so they've had one less day of rest, and they travelled and they drew 1-1 to Atalanta. So lots of those things really to bear in mind. Very quickly, though, I saw that obviously that they drew to Atalanta 1-1. Alex, did you have a play on that match? I know you've got a soft spot for Atalanta.
Yeah, I'm opposing them in Champions League. I'm with them in Serie A, but I'm opposing them in Champions League. It's their first season, and it's normal. They're really bad. Actually, they were very unlucky in the first 3 matches, to be honest, because they played well, but it's normal. It's their first season in the history in Champions League. Imagine that. What I can say to you is that Manchester City in the second half were very bad. I think that they were thinking about this Liverpool match. Also, they received a red card, and they had to bring a player instead of in the goalkeeper position. So Walker played 10 minutes in goal for Manchester City. It was very, very funny. I had Manchester City and over 2.5 goals. Gabriel Jesus decided to miss a penalty in the first half. It should have been a nice 2-0 at halftime for Manchester City, and I would have been very relaxed at that score, but it wasn't the case. What I can tell you is that both teams are absolutely amazing in the attack. Creativity, attacking firepower, absolutely amazing attacking line, both of them. Yeah, scoring goals for fun, and I cannot see anything else than an Alex Classic at 1.9. Both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals in the match. But if it is to go for a winner, I think that Manchester City has the first chance, and if you put me to choose, I would go with Manchester City with a draw no bet. And I'm a big Liverpool fan, and I hope that they will finally win the Premier League this season.
Interesting you go for Man City. Why do you go for Man City? They've got, like I said, on the road, 1 day's less rest from the Champions League. I suppose they need it more. That could be translated on the pitch. But why do you think Man City will win?
I think that if Liverpool wins, that's it. The the Premier League is over. I think that is over, and I think that it will not be over because I don't think that Manchester City will lose this game. Let's put it like that. If you want to play a draw, play a draw. But anything, I'm on the goals market. 2 units on both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. You can play also on the goal scoring market. I think that Salah is a good choice. Sterling is a good choice for any time goal scorer there. I think that the odds are pretty good on both of them. So yeah, there are multiple ways to play it. Maybe I will give also some in-play bets during the match on a Sunday.
Yeah. Just quickly, Don07 says, it's almost poetic. Anfield is a fortress. No one dares to win there. Many have come, but none have succeeded. I like that. What do you think, Martin? What's your bet?
Yeah, I can't. How can you believe that Liverpool are the underdogs in this game? They're unbeaten so far this season. They've taken 31 points from a possible 33. The only team the only team that took points off them was Man United, but they've been invincible at home. They beat Barcelona 4-0 here last season. They're the champions of Europe. They're in amazing form. I'm very surprised to see them as the underdogs. But I guess that could be down to the fact that Man City took 4 points off them last season. It finished 0-0 at Anfield. and then they beat them 2-1 at the Etihad. John Stones' famous goal line clearance, which handed Man City the 3 points, and they ultimately won the title, pipped Liverpool to the title by 1 point. Like Alex said, this is a massive game for both teams. If Liverpool win, the gap is 9 points and they're looking good. But if Man City win, they reduce it to just 3 points and they'll be the team with the momentum and the wind in their sails. So there's going to be so much at stake here. I think it could be a really tight and tense first half, and then we'll see it open up after half time. I think I agree with a lot of the people on the chat. I'm going to go for Liverpool draw no bet in this one. I just can't see them losing. I was thinking about putting a bet on the draw. You can get 3.75 on a draw, which does look attractive, and it would suit Liverpool more. I just think Man City have got injury problems at the moment. Rodri's out. They've had to play Fernandinho next to Otamendi at the back, and neither of them are proper centre-halves. They're going to be going up against one of the world's best forwards in Roberto Firmino. They've got a lot of pace going forwards in Salah and Mane. And I just think they've had a bit more time to prepare. Both teams rested players in midweek, but like you said, Liverpool haven't travelled. I can see them getting a result in this game. So I've got Liverpool draw no bet at even money.
Yeah.
It's very weird to see how Liverpool will play in the midfield with whom Klopp will approach this match. It will be Henderson, Lallana. I don't know exactly what approach you will have. So the best thing to do from the start is to play the goals market, the Alex Classic all the way. But for the winners market, you should wait for the lineups, because it's very, very important in this type of games. What is the first starting 11 on both sides, not only for Liverpool. But if Manchester City will win this game, I think that after that the bookies will give them as favorites to win the title, despite being just 3 points behind Liverpool.
Well, exactly, because then they've got the reverse, don't they? And then Man City's on their turf, and you'd predict them to win that one, and there's the gap closed. And then obviously Man City winning on goals. So absolutely. It's so tempting to play this match, but I think I just want to sit down and enjoy it. But I would go for Liverpool to win outright at 2.75. I would. It's not on record. And I do like the over 2.5 goals as well. But I think I'm just going to watch it like with a fan. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to relax and just watch this one. All right, that is it. 10 games we have previewed, and I just remembered I forgot to read Flash's out. Hang on a sec. He is going. There was another one. So he went for Arsenal draw no bet against Leicester at 2.4.
He loves Arsenal. He's always betting on Arsenal.
I know, right?
God bless him. God bless him.
He keeps going. Although, didn't he do Arsenal win to nil like not so long ago?
Very good friends with Martin. This is why I think that he's going with Arsenal. He wants to drink a beer with Martin. He misses England, and he says, "Okay, I'm filming with
He's trying to make Martin feel better, so he's taking one for a team. He sort of gives Martin that little bit of hope.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, but don't you forget
Next time
I hope. I hope that I will have a free weekend this season to repeat what happened last season when I went to London and I went with Martin at Arsenal versus Watford, and we had so many drinks. We met also Ras at the pub there. It was very nice and very funny for my first Premier League match ever, going to Arsenal. Fabulous atmosphere.
And now you're wearing a Chelsea shirt.
Because I have them as my banker. This is why. Because I have them as my banker.
And we'll have to go to Costa Rica as well and drink beer with Flash and Natalie.
Oh no, that would be awesome. Well, we do have Euros coming up. We have to do something. We have to do something special.
Will be arranged.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. But yes, that would be very fun indeed. I'll take you to a Costa Rica football match. They are fun. All right, so let's run down our bets. If you have got a banker, it is a 2-unit play and also a 2 or 3 team parlay if you have one. All right, Alex, our guest, Which one would you like?
Yes.
What are you going for?
So banker is Chelsea to win and over 2.5 goals against Crystal Palace at 1.85. And second favorite is Liverpool versus Manchester City, the Alex Classic.
And you got to say all your bets.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot.
You forgot the
best bets show.
You have to say them all, so everybody, in case everyone missed them. And then there's a lot of people that question our record, so it's all at the end for you. You could listen, write them down, and then go and check it up with the record that we have, because that's how transparent we are. So that's why you have to say it at the end.
Every time I die laughing. I die laughing when people are questioning the record. I die laughing every time I see someone like that. Anyway, Wolves, Aston Villa over 2.5 goals at 1.9. United, Brighton, both teams to score at 2.05. Leicester to win at 2.09. With Son in Tottenham and over 1.5 goals at 1.87. Southampton, Everton draw at 3.5. And banker of the week, Chelsea, and over 2.5 goals against Crystal Palace at 1.85.
All right, there you go. Martin, what have you got for us today?
I'm going to go for Chelsea and over 2.5 goals at 1.88. Burnley draw no bet at 1.71. Both teams to score at 1.77 in the Southampton versus Everton game. Going for the Alex Classic of both teams to score and over 2.5 goals when Leicester host the mighty Arsenal at the King Power. Wolves 1.95 to win the West Midlands derby against Aston Villa. And then in the big game, I'm going to go for Liverpool draw no bet at 2.0 even money to beat Man City. But like I said, difficult card this week, so I think I'm going to swerve a banker and just go for a single unit on each of those plays.
Okay, all right, and no parlay.
If I was doing a parlay, I really like Wolves. I'd really like Wolves draw no bet for a parlay with both teams to score in the Leicester v Arsenal game, and Chelsea to win, and Liverpool draw no bet. Yeah, we're getting quite a big acca here. If it's just a two-team parlay, I'll go Liverpool draw no bet and Wolves draw no bet.
Yeah. All right. I am going to go for Chelsea Crystal. I missed that one. Am I going for that one? No. Yes, I am going to go for that one, actually. I have decided at the beginning of the show, I was on the fence. I am taking Norwich at 2.75. I'm going all in this week. Norwich at 2.75. I'm going for the Martin Classic, Chelsea, and the under 4.5 goals at 1.75. I am going for Burnley, draw no bet at 1.71. I am taking Newcastle, draw no bet. I said I was leaning, but I read the comment. Listen to you guys, I'm liking Newcastle, draw no bet at 1.95. Both teams to score, Southampton versus Everton at 1.77. Not touching Spurs, Sheffield United, I have to say, but I do love the value of the Sheffield United. Leicester to win and both teams to score 3.5. That is my banker. I am laying 2 units on that one. I love it. Brighton at 7. Yes, you heard that right. No, I'm passing. I was going to take Aston Villa double chance, but I am passing that one. And I'm passing Liverpool Man City as well. I'm going to watch it as a fan with my dad, who is a Liverpool supporter. So there we go. Guys, in the back. Oh, am I doing a parlay? No, I'm not going to do a parlay. I'm just sticking on that one because I kind of have a parlay in my Brighton win. That's kind of parlay odds there. So that is my parlay. All right, Alex, it was an absolute pleasure. Please come back on soon. Come say hello. We miss you here.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I missed this card too. This gathering, you hosting and Martin and myself filming. We miss also Stuart with his crazy bets. Maybe sometime we can do a special show to remember the old times.
Yeah. All right. And Martin, once again, best of luck with your bets. I know you're going to smash it again as you always do. And have a good weekend. Thank you for joining, and to everybody watching as well. Best of luck. And remember to bet responsibly. Take what we've given, but ultimately make your decision as well. And bet with your bankroll. We do we have a lot of articles and a lot of advice to give with managing your bankroll as well. Never bet with more than you can lose that you can afford to lose. Very important indeed. And most importantly, have fun. It's fun betting, but as long as you can afford to what you lose. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend as we head into Friday, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.